All the stuff you're doing when you're negative, giving yourself heart attacks and strokes and high blood pressure, all because you're choosing to be negative, when if you come over to the positive world, which is so much better, you have better health, you live longer, you look 20 years younger. That's a good thing too. Many years ago, there was a wonderful psychiatrist in London called Dr. Maudsley, and he had a great expression. It's always been my favorite, and it says, "The feeling that cannot find its expression in tears may cause other organs to weep." So he knew 100 years ago.
That's beautiful.
So beautiful and so true.
The feeling that
cannot find its expression in tears will cause other organs to weep. So he's sort of saying, if you don't feel the feeling, your body's going to feel it. If you don't open your mouth and say, "You hurt me," don't be surprised if you get a screaming. I've got this screaming headache. I've got this angry red rash. I've got this thumping pain. And by the words they're using, angry, screaming, they're saying, I have rage that can't come out.
I'm not expressing it, but it's expressed through my body.
Yeah, because the body is very clever at finding something. People, I worked with someone who couldn't walk, and all she was, "I can't stand that. I can't stand my ex. I can't stand my life. I can't stand my kids." And you can't stand up. Isn't that interesting?
Oh, wow.
She had sort of phantom leg pains because she couldn't stand anything. Believe me, it was also, well, what makes me sick is my sister-in-law. Oh, I'm so sick of her. She just makes me sick. I vomit in my mouth every time I hear her voice, and then they wonder why they're bulimic.
Right.
Because our words really affect our reality, partly because, and it's such an easy thing to say, every word you say is a blueprint that your mind, body and psyche are working to make your reality. So we make our thoughts, and our thoughts make us, then we go out into the world and we justify our thoughts every day. But our words are a blueprint, and when you know that, you think, well, I better pay attention to that blueprint. I better not say this kid is killing me. My job is making me want to die. I'm so stressed out by what? The queue in Hughes Market. Well, go to Zimbabwe where there is no Hughes Market, and there is no queue, and there's no money to buy food anyway. Then you can say you're stressed, because your problem, the queue in Erewhon and the bill, is someone else's fantasy dream come true. This freeway is killing you. You have a car. You have look at people on 4 buses. I used to take my daughter to school, and I remember one day thinking that, oh my God, this commute is hell. And I saw someone at a bus and thought, how lucky I'm in my car. I've got the heating. I've got a cup of tea. I've got an hour to listen to something. I can talk to my kid. I keep saying I want an hour to myself. Well, here it is. And I learned to stop doing that. But when you say, how are you? Oh, nightmare. It is torture. What? The traffic. Yeah, the traffic, the queue. People keep ringing me, the phone ringing. It's torture. Well, maybe if it didn't ring, that might be worse. Some of my clients who are models will say, my life is hell because people look at me. It's like, really? Well, one day they won't, and then you might miss it. Yeah, but I get on a plane and guys hit on me. It's a nightmare. Well, put on a baseball hat and glasses, read a book. Over yourself, then they'll leave you alone. But that's not a nightmare, it's just mildly inconvenient. It's not hell.
Right.
It's not killing you, but we use these incredible words. This is torture, this is killing me, this is a disaster. What is? Well, I went to the bathroom and I forgot to pause my movie. Well, that's not a disaster. But when you use those words, because your mind can't differentiate, just to feel like it really is a disaster.
On the flip side of this, the beautiful part, when we understand and appreciate that our thoughts become reality,
our things,
we can create the life of our dreams as well.
Absolutely.
We can start to manifest our thoughts by visualizing, by telling ourselves what we want, who we want to become, and taking those actions toward it. We can manifest our dreams.
You really can. You can stop being ill. You can change the shape of your body. You can change your digestion. Yeah. You can have physical things. You can change the way you interact with your kids. So here's a good example. My kid is a nightmare. Change that to my child is age appropriate.
There you go.
This Bill doesn't go, oh my God, that's a disaster. But a good builder will go, it's a challenge. When you said talking to girls is terrifying, you just change that to it's challenging. But hey, there's hundreds of girls out there. It's a numbers game. One will say yes.
Some will say hi. Yeah.
And even if they say no, the only risk in life is not to take the risk. That's the risk. If you don't, when you take the risk and it goes wrong, you learn something.
It gives you feedback for how to show up differently the next time. My girlfriend's a doctor of physical therapy, and when she works on people, she would agree with everything you're saying, because people's bodies are so tight, not because of something they tore or something sore, but it's because they're holding on to something emotionally. And she says once they start to talk, their bodies relax and the pain goes away.
Yeah,
like
I know
all the
that
pain
to be
where
true.
they can't lift their shoulder, they can't turn their neck. Once they let it out, their feelings about their relationship or their insecurities or whatever it may be, that's when they have a pain-free body.
Because the body keeps score. The body holds on to pain and stress and tension and grief, and we carry around all this stuff, and yet we really don't have to. If just more people knew, even to say I'm enough every day. And to say, another of my favorite things is I'm choosing this and I'm choosing to feel great. I'm choosing to work on my website all weekend. I'm choosing to go to the gym. I don't love it, but I love having a six-pack. I'm choosing to say no to Krispy Kreme donuts and yes to apples.
Love Krispy Kremes.
Do you?
I could eat 12 of them right now. Oh, they're so good. But I choose to eat healthy.
Yeah, and if you say, I'm choosing to do this and choosing to feel great about it, your mind has a very clear image. The way you feel about everything is down to two things: the pictures you make in your head and the words you say to yourself. There's nothing else. So if you choose to run, going, I'm running, so I'm raising money for charity, so I'm going to complete this run. Even though my feet hurt, my knee hurts because I'm going to raise money. But you could run going, oh, I hate this. I could be at home watching Netflix, I haven't eaten, and now my knee hurts, and then you'll have to stop. So when you keep saying, I'm choosing
because,
it. So if you're an Olympic athlete, you would choose to get up at 4 a.m. and train. If you are a diabetic, you choose to put a needle in your arm. If you wear lenses, you choose to jab your finger in your eye. But you don't go, oh, I hate it. I can't accept it and I can't change it. And when you say I'm choosing to study, to work on, to go and talk to this girl I really like, or to put good food in my body, and I'm choosing to feel great about that too, there is no resistance. When you go, I want donuts and I can't have them, I've got to eat this freaking rabbit food, what your mind does is it increases the desire for donuts, because you said, I want donuts, but I can't have them. I want pizza, I'm eating kale.
I can't have these, but I choose to do this because
I can eat pizza every day. When I'm 95, I'm going to knock myself out with pizza. But right now, I actually want to look really good in my clothes, maybe out of them too. So I'll save the pizza when I'm 80, because that door is probably shut then anyway. Then you can have loads of pizza.
Every day.
But you have to reason with your mind and negotiate, and your mind will always do what it thinks you want. That's its job. And if you could only tell your mind what you want using relevant, up-to-the-minute words, you'll get exactly what you want.
What do you struggle with telling your mind? Is there anything that you...
It took me a long time to tell my mind not to eat sugar. I still look at it and go, it looks so nice.
That's me.
But I still look at candy. The other day I was really tired, and I went into a shop to get a coffee, and they had jars of jellies, and I thought I could eat all of those.
All of it.
But I'm choosing not to, and I just had the coffee. So working out, we're on a schedule, sometimes just finding the time to go to the gym or do yoga and making the time. Yeah, that's probably the only two, really eating healthy food all the time, even on a plane, even sometimes where there is no healthy food, then you've got to wait, and choosing to make myself exercise when I don't want to. But other than that, nothing really, because I couldn't do what I do unless I was really good at dialoguing with my mind. Is my best friend. It's the best PA I've ever had, and it does what I want because I give it clear instructions.
What do you say yourself on a daily basis? Is there like a process in the morning, afternoon, and night, or what would it be like? Actually,
when I wake up, the first thing I would say is I love my life. I love my linen, I love my cup of tea. I always wake up going, I love my life. And then when I go, I love this tea. I love the coffee. I love the shower gel in my shower. Because I really believe that if you can make your mind get excited by little things, then big things every day is like Christmas. And I think when you wake up, you should go, oh, what have I got today? Oh, a world of stress. I've got this. So you should always wake up and go, I love my life. I'm alive in a free country. I've got all this stuff to make tea. But I think it's important for people to understand that it isn't what you do. It's a bit like people who say, I've done yoga every day and now it's just my soul. Like Meghan Markle said that yoga is in my soul. I don't do yoga. Yoga is part of my life. It's like you don't say, I walk my dog. If you've had a dog for 20 years, you just get up, pick up the lead, and it's who you are, not what you do. And so for me, it really isn't what I do, because it's so a part of me, and I like it. And so I'm quite lucky that I'm pretty happy and positive, but I really do love my life, and that's a good thing.
Was there ever something in the last 10 years that questioned everything that you've done, or that questioned your ability to say, I love my life, you know?
Well, I did get very sick like a year ago, and I thought, wow, how could that happen? You know, I'm so happy and positive and eat well, so I was a bit surprised when I got sick. But then I thought,
how did you get through that?
The same thing, the thinking, the belief. I decided I'd focus on massive healing. I kept telling my body that it was a cancer-fighting machine. I was making all these NK killer cells, and I did actually go home the next day. I was on stage a week later, and my doctor was like, wow, you become the poster girl for just going on with your life. And now I look at one particular YouTube and think that's so bizarre. I had like major surgery just a week before that, and you'd never know. But again, it's the belief. I decided I do wellness. I said to the hospital, I need to go home. I got into my own bed. I watched Ray Donovan. I thought, this is it. I'm doing wellness here. I'm not going to lie in that bed where they keep trying to give you pills. Right. And I didn't feel any pain at all, because I just kept telling my body to heal itself. And then later I thought, maybe it's good I got that, because I can help other people. And I go, look, you know, life throws stuff at you, but you get to choose how to deal with it. Yeah. And even then I noticed that I was very positive, because I had actually got womb cancer. I thought, well, a stroke of luck to get womb cancer. I don't need a womb. It's done its job. I've had a great kid. I talked to my womb and said, thanks for giving me this great kid, but now I've got to get rid of you, because I've got to stay here and raise this great kid. Wow. And I thought, that's good. I mean, imagine if you get brain cancer or bone cancer. I felt very lucky. It was a disposable organ. They'd done a great job. I didn't need it. And so I think once you become like that, it's just who you are. So I never had, oh my God, I'm going to die, because I thought, no, I'm not going anywhere. Mm-hmm.
It's all perspective, yeah.
It is all perspective. I mean, I still, people would say to me, but I thought you were so healthy, how could you get that? As it turns out, I have that same gene that Angelina Jolie has. But then, of course, Bruce Lipton would tell you can turn off a gene. You can mentally remove that gene. So even with adversity, because it's quite good in a way, because people think, oh, you're like Pollyanna, just tripping along, having a wonderful life. That's not true. I've still had adversity. But your mind will always kick in when it's well trained. You go, this is a blip. Just a blip, just carry on. And so you got to train your mind like you train a horse. I say your mind's like a Ferrari. And if you've never driven a Ferrari, it's going to go all over the place. But if you have Ferrari driving lessons, you're going to run that Ferrari. The Ferrari should not be running you. You can choose whatever you wish, negative, positive. You get to choose. What you can't choose is what you do to your body and your health when you're negative. You can't choose that. I could say I'm just a negative person, but over here is a positive person. We all can choose to do that. But you can never choose how you ruin your health, defeat your immune system, paralyze your autoimmune system, affect your nervous system. What goes on in your body when you're negative is horrific, because the body can't choose. It has to react to negative. You make cortisol, that's a stress hormone. That shuts down fertility. It lays down fat. So all the stuff you're doing when you're negative, giving yourself heart attacks and strokes and high blood pressure, all because you're choosing to be negative, when if you come over to the positive world, which is so much better, you have better health. You live longer. You look 20 years younger. That's a good thing too, because all the stress leaves your face. Diets don't work. Diets really never work. You know the thing I hate about dieting? They fail you. They make you feel like a failure. I've been in the dieting, weight loss industry ever since I trained as a trainer for Jane Fonda, then went on to become a hypnotherapist. And understanding human psychology tells you why diets fail. You see, what makes you overeat are feelings. I'm having a bad day, I'm lonely, I'm sad, I need a little treat, I need something to cheer me up. Overeating is run and driven by feelings. But diets don't work on the feelings. They just say restrict what you want. You want cake, have an apple. You want a burger and fries, have a salad. Take away, restrict yourself. And almost all diets fail because they are far too restrictive. You know, new diet books come out every year. Every year we've had everything, the Atkins to the Bikini Beach diet. We have low fat, no fat, high fat, calorie counting, carb counting, keto, paleo. And if any of those really, really worked, there'd be no need forever for another diet to come along. We've gone from the Cambridge to the South Beach to the 5-2. But if any diet really worked, we wouldn't need another one. We go, hey, there's this great diet, it's been around for 30 years, and just eat that stuff and you'll win at weight loss. But diets don't work. I've worked on many, many films with people who say, yeah, I'm paleo, I'm keto, I've been on this diet, I'm Atkins. But what I've seen is they can do that really religiously for 6 days, and on day 7 they eat tons of candy. Even bodybuilders will be very strict for 6 days, and on the 7th they just eat anything because it's too difficult. We don't like to be restricted. So diets don't work. They restrict our freedom. They tell us what we can't have. You can't have this. You mustn't have that. You are not allowed to have that, to such an extent that we want it more. So if you keep saying, don't eat chocolate, don't eat chocolate, don't think about chocolate, I don't want chocolate, you know, and so do I, that you are now thinking about chocolate. So diets don't work, and you do not want to go on a diet. You can go on an eating plan for life and understand that there are many things that make you overeat. We feel hungry sometimes when we are simply dehydrated. We feel hungry when we're bored. We feel hungry when we eat something like popcorn, and we can eat a whole bucket of it, but it's nutritionally worthless. And then feelings make us eat. Often when we're busy, we forget to eat, and when we're bored, we want to eat all the time. So please understand, if you are failing at a diet, if you've gone out and bought all the stuff. One of my clients joined a slimming club, and the slimming club delivered on a Monday all the food. And she lay out all the food for the whole week on her kitchen counter, and by 5 o'clock she'd eaten almost all of it. I'll just have that granola, well, I'll have that one too, oh, that one looks nice, I'll just try a spoonful of this. And it was just insane. I ate everything. I've had clients who've had their kitchen locked up at night and their partner take the key away. People who won't have food in the house, people who've gone on liquid diets and lost maybe 200 pounds. And then when they start to eat again, they put 300 pounds back on, and it's so demoralizing. They come to see me and say, you know, I spent 5 months on a soup diet, on a shake diet. It was so hard. And then I gained all the weight back again and more. That's also because your mind does not like the word loss. Let's play a game. We have a few minutes. I'm going to say the word loss. Close your eyes. And when I say loss, 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 losing, loser, loss, losing, loser. Think about how you feel as I say loss, losing, loser. And most people say, you know, I thought about pain. I actually thought about death or sadness or losing a baby or losing my business or losing my passport or losing my phone. Because as far as your primitive brain is concerned, all loss is bad. There's nothing good to lose. We say, he lost it, she's a loser, I lost the plot, I lost my job, I lost my house, I've lost everything, I'm losing it. I've lost the will to go on. So loss is a painful word, and if you keep talking about what you are losing, your mind is busy, busy, busy trying to get it all back. But gain is a good word. What do you gain? Well, you gain status, love, prestige, awards, pay rises. If you just stop talking about losing weight and say reducing, shedding, discarding, dropping, going back to being a perfect size 6 or 8 or 10 or 12, depending which country you're in, you'll do better than when you talk about losing weight. Here's another thing. When you say, but I need my muffins, I have to have my cappuccino, my big fat legs, my enormous butt, my fat stomach. Your mind does not want to get rid of anything that you call mine. My is an ownership word. So if you want to succeed at being leaner, lighter, slimmer, trimmer, don't talk about my fat, my cake, I need my chocolate. Don't talk about I must lose weight, I've got to lose weight, I've gained 5 pounds, 10 pounds, I must lose it. Don't do that. And do not put yourself on a highly restrictive diet, because it will just suppress your appetite. When you come off it, you'll eat more. I see so many people who lose the same 5 to 10 pounds every year, lose it, gain it, lose it, gain it, that yo-yo effect of winning and losing, and it really isn't worth it. It's expensive to diet, it's soul destroying, and if it makes you feel like you've failed, then do not diet. You don't need to diet. I've worked on so many weight loss shows. I've got my own best-selling weight loss book, and I've got my own best-selling weight loss program, but I don't talk about weight loss because I don't even like that word loss. All pain is linked to loss. But I've got a lot of expertise. I've had a lot of success, and if you would like to become the way you've always wanted to be, have the body you've always wanted to have, and eat in a way that gives you immense pleasure, where you can leave food, throw it away, because you know what? No baby is born thinking, oh my God, I ate too much yesterday, I better fling myself around the bedroom, or I ate too much at kindergarten, I better run around the playground and burn off the extra cookie. Babies are very normal. When they've had enough, they stop. You know, at every party I did for my daughter, I'd go to a big thing about the cake. It was Barbie or Cinderella, and all the kids would run and go, I want cake, I want cake, I want cake. I'd dish out the cake on paper plates. They take 3 bites and they go and play. My daughter would ask for an ice cream, I'd give her one. I wasn't what I call a food Nazi, going, oh no sugar. I gave her stuff. She'd have 6 bites, I don't want any more. Because they like eating, but it is not everything. They've never had that weird thing of this is bad, this is naughty, this is forbidden, I can't have that, which makes you want it more. That's how you create a food shortage, make something so desirable, everybody wants it. And then later, nobody wants it. It's how you create a fashion. So what are the symptoms of mental exhaustion? Well, there are many. We feel sapped of energy. We feel kind of inert, apathetic. We feel tired all the time. Even when we wake up in the morning, we feel tired. After a meal, we still think, well, I just have no energy. So things that would normally be signs of, oh, I'm rested, I've had a night's sleep, I've got energy because I've just eaten some really healthy foods, they're not there. We feel tired all the time. We feel incredibly unproductive. We feel like we're in a fog. We can spend ages reading the same piece of paperwork and just nothing is going in. We can feel incredibly emotional, and that can come out as sadness, being very teary, can be angry, we can be completely irrational, losing it like that, and really not in control of our emotions very well at all. We can feel completely detached from other people, from reality, the things that gave us joy. It just isn't working. And there are many other symptoms too, and of course one of those symptoms on their own does not mean you're suffering from mental exhaustion, but if you have several of them, more than 4, then you probably are suffering with mental exhaustion. You can even go into burnout, and that's not a place you want to go. So that's what the symptoms are, but what causes mental exhaustion? Well, it's caused by our modern day issues. Stress is a huge cause of mental exhaustion. I'm always stressed. I'm always thinking of what else I've got to do. I wake up and my mind is running. I go to bed, it's still running. I can't relax because I'm stressed. I've got stress. I'm in stress. I didn't even know what stress is. My doctor said, you've got stress. Now I know I've got stress, but what is stress? Well, it's really you're running on adrenaline. You're like the battery of your phone, but you're never recharging. If you took a phone, I'll charge it for 5 minutes, then use it for 2 hours, and then charge it again, that doesn't work. You are like a battery. You have to recharge yourself. But that's very hard when you're under pressure, tremendous pressure to get things done, when you're overworked, and when people are dependent on you to produce. Now, most people think of stress and overwork and pressure as something we get from our job, and that's very valid, but some people are like that at home. I work with women who choose to be at-home parents, but they are very stressed. The house has to be perfect, the kids have to be perfect. They're always worrying, always doing the what if, and always living in the future, thinking, I need to work towards a better future. Well, the future isn't here. You have to live in the right now. So it's the pressure you put upon yourself that causes stress. You may have a very demanding boss that says, deliver this and that, and I need it now. But when you take a deep breath and go, look, I work an 8-hour day. I love my job. This is what I can deliver in 8 hours. Unfortunately, you've given me 4 jobs that I just cannot complete. So you have to look at what's realistic. Do not overpromise and underdeliver, because that's what is causing your stress. You're giving yourself too much to do, not enough time, living on coffee, not having enough sleep. And these things make you even more stressed. So stress, your own internal pressure, the belief that you've got to deliver for everybody else what they require of you. I see many kids who are under mental pressure, mental exhaustion, because they believe I've got to get straight A's. I need to do this for my parents. I see many athletes are under that same mental exhaustion because I must deliver. I've got to get it right. I can't let people down. Everyone expects so much of me, and the pressure is overwhelming. And I know what that's like when people expect a lot from you. We all know what it's like. But the only person who can stop that is you. So how do you cure mental exhaustion? First of all, you need to take a reality check and be realistic. There are 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week. What can I realistically do? You need to divide your day into work time and no work time. And if you have a demanding job, when you go home, you need to leave your work at home. You need to really be present with your children, with your partner, even with yourself. You need to switch off. You need to think, okay, when I come in from work, I take my work clothes off. Maybe I have a bath, a shower, a coffee, a phone call, but I'm doing something that separates work from home time. And even if you work from home, you still need to think, right, I'm going to switch the computer off, and I'm going to put on the radio, and I'm going to symbolize to myself, work is over. This is my time. Now, I've written books, and I know what that's like to work all day and all night because of a deadline. And you may say, look, that all sounds great. I've got a startup, my own business. I can't just switch off at 5 o'clock. I've got to work 16 hours a day for a while, and I understand that. And you know what? You can do anything if it has an end date. So if you are in that position of having to work 16 hours, you need to say, this has an ending. I'm doing this for 3 weeks. I'm doing this for a month. I'm doing this for 2 months, but it will end. We can cope with anything, even pain, when we know it has an end date. It's a bit like giving birth. This is not fun, but hey, I'm producing a baby. I'm running a marathon. Everything hurts, but I'm going to get to that finishing line. Mental exhaustion at its worst when you say things like, this is never going to end, this is going on forever, I'm drowning in stress, I can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. So if you are in mental exhaustion, take a look at your language. Do you say things like, this is killing me, I'm dying under this workload, I am stressed out of my mind, I feel like I'm going insane with tiredness, I can't get on top of this. The minute I answer 10 emails, 102 more come in, and it's killing me. I'm at my maximum bandwidth, I'm running out of rope. You see, when you use those very descriptive words, they become a blueprint that unfortunately you start to work from. So you need to say something entirely different. There's a lot of work on here, but I'm going to get through this bit by bit. I have phenomenal coping skills. I can do this. I've got this. It won't be like this for long. For something to get you, to give you mental exhaustion, it has to be permanent, it has to be personal, and it has to be all pervasive. That means it must go on all the time. And you have to think, right, you know, this workload is heavy and it's kind of all consuming, but it's not permanent. I won't be working like this for the next 2 years. It's not personal. I chose it, or my boss gave me this work because he wanted me to do something amazing. And it's not all pervasive. When I'm in the bath, when I'm having a lovely dinner, when I'm sleeping, when I'm having sex with someone, I'm not actually in this mental exhaustion. The problem is we say things like, this is consuming my life. This is happening all the time, 24 hours a day. You know, I meet clients who say, I've eaten 24 hours a day, and I go, really? Is that really true? Did you pee? Yes. Well, then you didn't eat in the toilet. Did you? No. Did you sleep? Yeah, I did. So you didn't really eat 24 hours a day? No, but I feel like I did. But that's not the same. So listen to your language. Do you say, this is consuming me, this never ends, I can't see an end? Is that I'm working 24 hours a day, I'm going insane with tiredness, stress, fatigue. People want so much of me, I just can't deliver. Change that language. People want a lot of me, they expect a lot, and I can deliver. But I'm going to be realistic with what I can deliver. If I'm working for myself, I'll deliver more. But I can see the goal, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. And no matter how bad it is, I will take breaks. So when you're working on the computer and you're looking like that, you have to stop and look as far away as you can to rest your eyes. You must take breaks and go outside or just move around, because you need that. Because at school, of course, you have work, recess, because we all work better. We work, take a break, work, take a break. So do the things that are good for you, work, take breaks. While you're working, say things like, wow, I'm making progress. I can see that I'm getting through this. I feel so good. I've completed that task. I'm making headway here. I feel really productive, even if it isn't true. Say the things that will help you, not hurt you. Gosh, I'm making a difference. I feel so good. I completed that task. I feel so great. I made a dent in that, and I'll make another dent, and I'm getting there, and I feel good. See the ending. You must be able to see the ending. We can cope with anything when we can see an ending. You know, I worked a lot with prisoners, and what was interesting is that the people on remand did worse than those who were sentenced. Those who were sentenced could see an ending. Waiting for the sentence was much, much worse. So our human nature says, if I can see an ending, I can cope. So you must decide, oh, I can see an ending, and you must decide to take downtime. You must take time to sleep. You must hydrate. You must eat well. You can't work and live on coffee and candy bars. You need to at least have some healthy food. I had an experience years ago. I was writing one of my first books. It was due to be submitted. I had to submit the whole book on the 31st of August. Suddenly my publisher said, actually, we're bringing it forwards. Can you submit it on August the 7th? It's like, wow, that's 3 weeks early, and I thought that was going to be really hard, and it was hard. I had to get up in the morning and write and write and write. And I would stop at about midnight or less and just sleep, work. But I could do it because it was 3 weeks, only 3 weeks. And I was living on bananas and smoothies, but still healthy food. I was so busy typing I didn't get to eat, but I ordered jars of protein powder and I'd whiz those up and put an avocado and a banana in it. And it was very important. I had to eat right, I had to hydrate. I had to sleep. When I finished writing, I took myself to bed. I didn't watch TV. I didn't read a magazine, but I kept all of the stuff I would normally read in a bag. I taped all my favorite shows. I was thinking, wow, in 3 weeks, it's going to take a whole day. I'm going to read all my newspapers, watch all my shows. And that 3 weeks ended. I submitted it. I also realized that I could submit my manuscript on that day. There's no way my publisher could read it all, and I still had a few more days, and then I could say, oh, I sent you the wrong one, here's the real one, because I could buy a little bit of extra time, not much, but enough. And when it was over, I felt so great. It's like running a marathon. You keep thinking, I'm going to feel so good when I accomplish this. I'm going to feel so great when I do this. If you run a marathon, you can only finish it by seeing the end, seeing the ticker tape, hearing the crowds cheer your name is how you complete a difficult task. You must see the ending. You must be your own cheerleader. Praise yourself. You're doing a great job. You're doing great here. You're making amazing headway. I'm really proud of you. So the cure is to praise yourself, to take breaks, to look after yourself, to care for yourself, to nurture yourself, build your praise muscle, see the end, because there is an end in sight, and do not compare yourself. Don't think, well, everyone else is doing better. How come other writers churn out a book, run 6 companies, go home and raise 3 kids and homeschool? Don't compare yourself. You are unique. You're doing it on your schedule. You do not need to compare yourself to anyone ever. Do it your way. It will absolutely work, but please don't go into burnout. There really is no need. So I hear many people say, oh, I'm so worried, I'm always getting sick. My kid comes home with a bug and I get it. My grandchildren always have colds and I pick them up. And that's a belief. And you know what your immune system loves? It loves you to be positive and focused with a powerful belief that I am super well. And what the immune system really does not like is stress, panic, anxiety. Your thoughts are things. Thoughts become real. Every thought you think has a physical reaction and an emotional response. So here's an example. I could lie next to my husband in bed. He could be streaming with cold and I could go, oh, you're going to make me ill now. You just left that tissue there and don't sneeze or I'm bound to get sick. Or I could say, I have such a great immune system. My immune system is so great that I can be around him and I'm going to be great because I believe that to get sick, you have to be physically, mentally, and emotionally out. And when you're saying, oh, I'm going to get sick now, I'm worried about getting sick, I hope I don't get a cold, I'm sure I'm going to get a cold, I always get colds in the winter. The minute the heating comes on, I get my sinus headaches. You are emotionally out because you're expecting it. And here's another rule of the mind. What we expect tends to be realized. So your immune system reacts very badly to stress, worry, panic, and anxiety. It depresses your immune system. But what makes you have a strong immune system is passionate beliefs, powerful beliefs, the way you dialogue with yourself. Oh, I'll get sick if I eat that. Oh, I just ate some chicken at the end. I noticed it was a bit undercooked. Now I'm going to get sick. Or you could say, sick? I have a great immune system. I never get sick. I remember once somebody picking something up off the floor and eating it, and I looked at them and went, hey, that's what my immune system is for. And I travel a lot. I'm always going through time zones. I don't get sick and I don't get jet lag because I tell my immune system, hey, You can respond. I tell everyone, well, I sleep on the plane. Wherever I arrive, I sleep, I adapt really easily, and I do, but I tell myself that. I program my mind, condition my mind, dialogue with my mind by saying, oh, I've just adapted, I slept on the plane, I feel great, I'll sleep tonight. I don't have to wash everything I eat because I have a great immune system. And you may say, well, I think you're faking it, but you know what, it doesn't matter, because here's something that will really resonate when you let it in. Your mind doesn't know, and it doesn't even care if what you tell it is good or bad, true or false, useful, useless, helpful or harmful. It lets it in. That's going to make me sick. That's going to exhaust me. I can't cope with that. And you just have to flip over the words. Every time you say something negative, I'm chronically tired. Well, I'm a little tired. I've got the flu. I've got some aches and pains, but I'm going to hydrate and sleep and I'll be great. And of course, occasionally I get a little something and I tell my body, I'm going to knock this out of my system in a day. I'm going to be over this in a day. I'm going to sleep and hydrate and I will be just fine. So the most important thing to boost your immunity, to give you a strong, powerful, reliable immune system, is to think different thoughts and speak different words. If you knew that every word you speak is a blueprint that your mind, body, and psyche must work to make real, you wouldn't say, well, my kid picks up everything going at school and I pick it up too, or it's flu season, it's cold season. Even when you go to the store and stock up on cold medicine, you're kind of expecting to get sick. Don't do that. By all means, have a little something in your house, but don't plan to be sick. Don't plan it. So use powerful language. My immune system is strong. My immune system is powerful. I have fantastic immunity, a great immune system, because your immune system is your first line of defense. Your immune system does a phenomenal job of keeping you well. And if you believe in it and think great thoughts and fill up your mind with images of your immune system doing a phenomenal job every day, it will do a phenomenal job. What else can you do to help your immune system? Well, here's something people don't seem to know. Every time you eat sugar, it depresses your immune system for 3 hours. And when you're feeling a little off color and you eat candy and chocolate and hot chocolate to give you energy, it actually makes you worse. You are what you eat. If you want to have a great immune system, you need to eat a rainbow diet of fruits and vegetables. You need to eat green vegetables. You need to eat fruits. You need to drink water. So the more candy you eat, the more junk food you eat, your body has to process that. Everything has to go through your immune system. Even when you spray yourself with perfume, that too must go through your immune system. So eat a better diet, fill up your plate with vegetables, and not just the same thing, carrots and peas. Have purple vegetables, green vegetables, orange vegetables, that rainbow diet. Vegetables and fruits, and particularly the skin, have all kinds of compounds that will help your immune system. So eat better, look at what you're eating, buy ingredients, not food. Don't buy TV dinners and processed food and ready food, because that's not real food. Buy ingredients, make real food. Hydrate. People just don't drink water. Oh, it's boring, I don't like water. I don't love water, but my body loves it. And to this day, I have to make myself drink water, especially in the winter. But I make myself drink water because my body is 90% water. If I don't drink water, I feel dehydrated. That also depresses my immune system. So what you think, what you eat, how you hydrate. And here's the third thing about your immune system, how much do you sleep? Do you go to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning, looking at your phone, stimulating your mind, have to wake up at 7 and never have enough sleep? You need to go to bed before midnight as often as you can. You need proper deep sleep. You need to switch the television off and really rest, because your immune system loves rest. People who meditate say, you know, since I meditated, all those aches and pains, the headaches, the irritable bowel, they seem to have gone away. It's partly because when you meditate, you relax, you empty your mind, but also meditation makes you think about taking care of yourself. You have one body. It has to last you a long time. And I know you want your body to look after you. Of course we do. We all want our body to go, hey body, look after me, do a great job. But your body can't look after you. If you don't look after it, it's a win-win. When you can do just a few really good things for your body, meditate, take yourself to bed before midnight, sleep for 8 hours and sleep a deep sleep. Don't have your phone vibrating on the bedside table next to you. That should be 7 feet away from you because of the EMF, the electromagnetic frequencies. Sleep deeply, eat better, hydrate, think better thoughts. If you just do those 3 things for your body will do so many things back for you. Your body is so forgiving. Your liver, your arteries will all forgive you for treating your body badly when you start to treat it well. And if you say, well, you know, I don't even believe that stuff, surely your immune system is fixed. Well, no, it's not fixed. There were some studies many years ago where they gave people who were madly in love tiny dose of poison, and it didn't affect them, because when you're in love, you're going, oh, I love you, I love everything, you're so great, I just ring your machine just to hear your voice, I look at your picture, you're the best thing ever. When you hear those kind of words, your immune system is massively boosted. Praise, recognition, admiration, self-praise will boost your immune system massively. And then they gave a fraction of the poison they gave to the lovers to people who were sad and negative and depressed and miserable and pessimistic, and they reacted to that poison immediately. So people say, you know, I fell in love, and what the amazing thing, my irritable bowel went away. I stopped getting headaches, my eczema cleared up, came back later, but for the first 6 months it was gone. And that's because when you're in love, that beginning of being in love, your immune system is boosted by the great thoughts you think. Orgasm boosts your immune system massively. Deep, rhythmic breathing boosts your immune system. So don't let anyone tell you that your immune system is fixed and you don't have any power to change it. You have massive, incredible, phenomenal power to have a strong immune system. Believe that you can impact and influence your immune system, and you certainly will. Believe that, and then take some actions. Eat the right foods, take some supplements, take B vitamins, D vitamins that are really good for your lungs. Take zinc in the winter, take vitamin C, eat better, sleep better, hydrate better. More than anything, think better thoughts, because every thought you think has a physical reaction and an emotional response. What you expect tends to be realized. These are rules of your mind. Use those rules. Think better thoughts, expect great health, and you know what? You'll very, very likely get just that. Check out my next video here. I see all my clients and they all say the same thing. I'm waiting for motivation. You know what? Motivation doesn't go, here I am, I'm motivation, I'm at your door, and I've come to motivate you. You are firing new neurons. The mind